Hi, hey, and all those other greetings, Spin Adventurers. I'm Jake Spins, welcoming you guys back to my gaming and unboxing channel, where today we are back with some more Build Me a Dream. Now, in the last few episodes, we ended up making Bianco Hill and Rico Harbor from Super Mario Sunshine. As you guys know, before this, we ended up doing a bunch of Sonic Adventure stages. And while Sonic is banned from competitive play, my love for the character as well as Sonic Adventure is not banned. So, that's nice. Um all joking aside though, I have been sitting on this idea for a long time. It was actually one of the first ever times I drew concept art for anything. Now, granted, this did kind of start with Mario Maker. However, for Smash Brothers, I believe this is actually the first stage I have drawn concept art for because I wanted to make sure I jotted down the idea and I had the ideas. I'll try to show it at the end of all of this that I'm doing, and right now it's warm in my room, so I have my fan on. So hopefully that's not an issue for anybody, but either way, we are going to be jumping in to making Speed Highway, so I hope you guys enjoy, and take it away. Other spins, post-commentary spins, I guess I should say. Thank you, past spins, and man, is it weird to already say that we're at the point where we're going and trying to find Amy Rose in the big city. Yeah, it's very weird to say that, but also, at the same time, I'm also saying, man, did it take a long time to get here. I mean, a big part of that is the fact that A, we are doing the Sunshine levels as well now, but also just because it takes me so long to just sit down and do these post-commentary sections, not even to come up with the stages. Usually I'll come up with the stages like months in advance, and then it comes to the 10-minute post-commentary stuff, and for some reason, I just never do it. But anyway though, we're here now, and honestly, as much as I like this stage, it's actually a pretty simple stage. What I really like about the stage, however, is the fact that just because it's simple, I can have a lot of gimmicks with it. And the cool thing is, so I ended up making 3 separate cars. So the first one was the red car, which, there's a lot of cars in Station Square and Speed Highway, because it's kind of a mix between those two. It's more so daytime Speed Highway than it is nighttime, just because the daytime one looked better. It's an actual city. Nighttime, it would have been Kalos Pokemon League, which would have looked very, very strange. I'm not gonna lie. I will say though, the one hard part about this entire thing was actually the rail system. Not because I couldn't have, because they're showing or anything, but just because you can't make a new rail on a pre-existing rail. So anytime I would have to make a brand new car, I would essentially have to place it down by one to be able to do it, and oh my god, that was so freaking annoying. But essentially, what I ended up going with for the cars was I went for the regular car, which is now blue. I forgot that I changed it to blue. See, it's that long that I completely forget how I do any of these, and it's kind of silly, kind of ridiculous. If you're wondering what, my one friend, one of the Kevins, I believe, it was the one who I misspelled his name as Kevin, which is really sad. But I think he said that the silver one, which is the tiny little one, kind of looks like a couch, like just a floating couch, and that's supposed to be that police car enemy thing that's just like and just chases around in Speed Highway. If you guys have played the stage, you will definitely know what that is. And the other issue that I did have was actually with the truck, because I decided, you know what, I'm going to put a truck, I'm going to put some lava on it, because why not? You know, little call back. I guess I couldn't call it a throwback exactly because this is supposed to be Speed Highway, and you know, so it's like a throw forward, I guess, in terms of games, but a nice little like reference sort of thing. But it adds some atmosphere. But the thing is, because of how big it is, I actually had to move the railing and make it wider so that the truck wouldn't catch. And yeah, that ended up making it to where I had to move the railing to be wider, and I had to actually make the truck faster. Later on, I believe off camera, I do change this to be a plus 10 in speed for all of this, just to make it a little bit faster. But essentially, most of the stage is going to be this flat highway stage with the under garage part. That part specifically is actually from Station Square. Since in Station Square you have that tiny little garage that, yes, you can't go into, but it fits very nicely, especially since I had to have a way to where they were going around. You can go down there and you can fight there. I did change some of the wall stuff. The left side does eventually have a wall, whereas the right side doesn't, but it still works pretty nice. There are a few other things that I do add, and I did forget another thing that I had trouble with, was actually figuring out how I wanted to do the building. And this also seems like something that's very simple, but since you can't actually have lines go through each other, I couldn't have the exact weight and look that I wanted, which was essentially just having it be, you know, having the sides be solid, having there be platforms that you could jump up to the roof, and then, you know, having a line in the middle to essentially make it look like it's a window, you know, and then I put the ice in the background, which, you know, looks pretty good, especially for a window. Now, the next part is actually one of my favorite parts, and why, well, one reason other than the cars why I was very excited to make this stage, and that's the helicopter. Yes, I put a freaking helicopter in this, and because there's not a lot going on stage-wise, because it's flat, and because you have the vehicles, I was able to get the helicopter to move, and I love it. And yes, it was in the concept art, but there's something that, like, basically, the concept arts are what you hope and dream for in a stage. You know, that is the essence, that is the perfect picture. You know, it's the image that you want the stage to be and hope to be, but a part of you feels and knows it might not work out that way. So when you're able to put everything in a stage from your concept art and more, oh my god, I'm telling you, it feels godlike. It feels awesome. And just being able to put a actual moving helicopter in this stage is even better. Granted, we can't do vertical stages, which I don't know why they never added this as a thing, because they had vertical stages before in past Smash games, so it just would have been cool and would have made sense. So unfortunately, I couldn't have helicopters going down the building, so I just went with this. But it's still cool, because you can jump onto the ladder of the helicopter, you can be able to, you know, jump on the blades, they won't hurt you, and it just gives another dynamic. I did have to play around with where to put the helicopter though, and make sure you can jump on a building, make sure that you can not have a problem with it hitting on the truck. And back to the wall thing, the other thing that I did have an issue with was essentially I didn't put a wall to the right. Mostly because I was afraid of the truck. And another thing, I forgot to record some background stuff with that caution sign, which I know it's not much, but it's kind of sad that I forgot to record that. At the same time, it's nice that it was a very unimportant part that I forgot to record. But yeah, basically all I did was put, just a metal line, and then I made a white triangle, and then outlined that with a black outline, which I wish I could have done a little bit more. And then for a little bit more detail, I put these little sand blocks in the road to make it look like those yellow lines. I could have just used the sand to do that, but this just felt right to me. Anyway though, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for the post-commentary section. Pretty quick build, but it was still pretty fun to make, and I still really like the stage. Back to you, Past Spins. Alrighty guys, here we go. This is the finished Speed Highway. Honestly, it took a lot shorter than I expected, and it stayed relatively faithful, forgot the word, sorry, to the concept art, which, I mean, of course there's certain things like with the car, I couldn't do certain things like having the bumper, the windshield, the wheels, just because that didn't really make sense. The helicopter definitely looks way better than it does in the concept art, and then the building looks a little bit different, but the essence of all of it is pretty much there, including a bottom place for the car, because I figure, if you try to follow where the cars are going to go, you're just going to fall to your death. And I figured it's just not going to look good at all if you try to go for that and it's just this tiny thin strip of road. So I just figured I'd add this little thing down here, and just to make it look a little better, I added this thing right here, tested to make sure that the truck made it. There was a few things that I did have an issue with, I went in and I changed some stuff and forgot to put the recording back on, and yeah, you guys didn't see the sign, but I did a tiny little mock-up for what I did to make the sign. Now, in general, the stage, it looks fairly basic, but the issue is with the building, there's a lot of structure with, the actual framework for the platforms. There's no good way to really do this. I think this is the best way to do it, where it looks decent, just because we need to make sure the cars are going through there. And for the building to work, we had to have, the two solid things to make it look like that. Of course, we could have just done a box like that, but then you couldn't really make it up, and then the cars couldn't go through. And I thought of doing just, thin lines, like that, and not having that, but then you have more weight than is actually there. And of course, I decided to put the windows in the background, just to make that a lot easier, and so that you could actually scale up top the building. Adds a little more fighting prowess over to there, in all of these boxes, as well as the rooftop. And then you can also make it over to the helicopter. Granted, the ladder is just for aesthetic, but you can go onto it and fight on it. Now, there's not really too much I could change. I tried thinking about it, and granted, I could probably make these blocks into platforms and maybe add, some buildings or something. But I think if anything, I feel like the stage, it's fine. I felt that it was kind of weird having such a flat stage, but at the same time, you're going to be moving around these cars, and I'm probably going to make them faster, but I want to actually test to see if fighting on it, feels okay, or if it just feels a little too empty, and if it does, then I'll do that. I might also move this one building over closer to here, since it's fully in the background. It might look better. It's more so just aesthetics. If I do, that'll just be a later game type of thing. But yeah, it's simple, but I still like it. Not as much as the concept, but I mean, I was so excited about the idea and the concept of having these cars going by. But at the same time, there have been times where I'm like, this stage turned out okay, and then the gameplay's great. And, the reverse stuff. So, you never truly know until you try the stage out, which is what we're about to do. So, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty relaxed, though, as I usually am after making these stuff. It is kind of weird, though, looking at all of the different Sonic Adventure ones, because yes, I could have done a lot of different things, but I try to make them different, gameplay wise and just idea wise. Where, Casinoopolis, it's a slot machine, so it plays and looks like a slot machine. Twinkle Park is a random point that I picked, but I'm super happy with how it turned out. It looks great. It plays pretty great. And then Speed Highway, while it looks simple, I feel like, it can play pretty great as well. The thing about Speed Highway is there's a lot of places that I could have generally done that may have been more interesting in a fighting style. However, I kind of wanted to combine the peaceful station square aesthetic along with Speed Highway itself. So, you've got the helicopter, you've got the big building, and then you've got the cars going by. I wanted to have the cars be different. One just be a normal car that you can fight on, move around on. And then one having lava, one having the spring, which is supposed to be that one enemy. So, I don't know. I think that is pretty cool. Also, I don't want to get completely demolished. And who should I put in? Well, this is about speed, it's about cars. And Captain Falcon is very much about cars. Also, he does kind of look like a policeman. So I guess we'll do like the most military looking Captain Falcon. And we'll bring out my Sonic and just see how we do. It is interesting though to see the different spawn points because it now puts us directly on the helicopter. Dude, I really like that little maneuver that we just did with him. Just like hugging around the building. That just seemed pretty cool. There's this whole giant road, and we're just like, yes, let's fight in this building. Do you know how semi-solids work? Well, I mean, there is this truck here, so I can't judge him too much. But I hope he doesn't just, stick over here, because that would be kind of weird. Also, of course, it goes to say that computers definitely work a lot more different than when you play with humans. So it's always a more interesting time to see where everybody goes and how the computers go. The nice thing, though, is that there's no pits to gravitate towards for the computers. So in that respect, we should be okay. Oh, hey, look at this heart over here. Nice. Accidentally blew him up. Does he know how to get back, though? Because, I mean, he can jump over that, so I don't know. I figured out of all the stages, this would be one where the computers are not just completely... nice. Just completely stupid on it. But hey, you can only give them so much credit, am I right? Well, yeah, and I had to add a little more lava on the tire of that one, just so that you wouldn't get stuck under it, because for the truck that would happen. So I thought that was kind of an interesting problem to have. Dude, is he gonna use his car? I actually almost want him to use it, just because it's so aesthetically right. Oh, I guess not. I guess he's just afraid to use it. But to be fair, we are fighting in a building, so can I blame him? Maybe not. Yeah, I feel like the thing I'm the most confused about when it comes to these stages is, why are the computers so bad at them? I mean, they're not technically made to work on these stages, but they work so poorly, I mean, granted, they're not meant for computers. This is just, unfortunately, the only way I can test at the moment. And then I make sure I test with people before actually uploading. Woo! There we go. And he can go through both of the walls, too, so it's pretty nice. Alright, Falcon. Oh, jeez. Oh, no! Dude, this... I mean, granted, the enemy one, maybe that's the one I should have put for the thing. But I figured the one that's supposed to look kind of like the gun truck, it works with it pretty nice. Dude, you really gotta learn how to work with these cars. Like, if you can work on Blue Falcon, you can work on this stage, dude. I don't know, Captain Falcon's just a very weird dude, I guess. Alright, want to fight on the copter. Nice. Alright, I'm down for that. Of course, I can't just have the building be grabbable either. Dude, I'm terrified of the blast zone because I can't see where it is. Is he still alive? Okay, he is. Ooh. But, yeah, I couldn't make the building grabbable. Oh, shoot, he got me. Just because of how weird it and wonky it was. Dude, I survived! Dude, you ain't no truck. You're just a racer. I'm not scared of you. Watch me. I'm gonna destroy you while being stuck in this truck. Oh, shoot. I should actually move. Is he actually gonna... Okay, I thought he was low-key about to just get pushed all the way by the truck into the blast zone. But I don't think it pushes that far. So, I mean, we would have been fine. Yeah, honestly, I feel like pretty decent stage. Computer has no idea what's going on whatsoever. So I'm definitely more just inclined to play it with people, just to see how other people play it. And yeah, but it being flat also does lend it to a nice quick game. And it's pretty much just wherever you want to go to fight. There's a lot of small areas to fight. You can go in that like little tunnel. You can go in building. There's a lot of early kill fight areas as well. As I'm looking at it, I'm realizing that. But that's okay. All right, so I guess let's put it at. All right, so it was like 2 more. So like let's maybe do 82. I mean, this is definitely way above the speed limit, but it is speed highway, so you never know. Maybe this is the right speed for it. All right, and then let's put this at 80 and move that so that we can go to this one. I mean, I could do this off camera and stuff, but anyway though, guys, if you enjoyed this video of me making Speed Highway, let me know in the comment section down below. Give me a like if you enjoyed. Wow, that sounded very caveman and demanding. I am very sorry that that it sounded like that, but not the intention. But if you guys have made Speed Highway, please let me know and share your Speed Highway creations with me. I'm sure it's not common. Like I'm pretty dead sure it's not going to be a common stage. I mean, Twinkle Park wasn't. There's a few here and there. But I would be very shocked if more people were making Sonic Adventure stages just for the heck of it, like me. I mean, I'm also doing this for a series, you know, for fun and for a series. But yeah, like, let me know because I'm always very interested. And if you guys have any more of the stages that we have made, even ones we haven't made, feel free to let me know and just share it out because I'm very intrigued about what your guys' inspirations would be for making these stages. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Now, I don't actually have any more concepts for the adventures, for the adventure series. I do have another Sunshine one, which I'm actually pretty excited for. So that might be the next one. I might try to see what I want to do for Red Mountain, but I'm also like, not too sure. But yeah, I'll leave you guys to it and show you guys any changes I made at the end, if I did make any changes. But yeah, that's going to be it. Hopefully you enjoyed, and keep each other safe.